You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me anything, anything at all. I'd have given to you.
Hello folks, and welcome along to our coverage of the final round of the Spar and Pull Factory New Zealand Offshore Powerboat Championship. We're here in Tauranga for round number 8. We started off in Taupo, and I can say with confidence for the first time in 8 rounds we will have a flat race. It is very close at the top of the table, with Placemakers, the defending champion, and Jesse James now nipping at their heels. Plenty of races within races and all the other classes as well. Should be a fantastic day. Before the boats hit the water, let's check up on the points situation with just the 1 round to go. So overall it is still Placemakers in a commanding lead in the championship. Jesse James in second place, Peter Turner's Sleepyhead in third. In the National Open it's a whole lot closer, but it's still Placemakers, the defending champions. In the UAM 3 to 6 litre class it is the Scitec boat. Sports A, it's the Thames pairing of the Crawford brothers in Chindit, and in Sports B it's John Frew and Todd Goodwin. Sports C, Joanne Lomax is all alone, whilst in Formula Honda it is Greg Brink. Sleepyhead, well, they have got a mathematical chance of a championship.
Yeah, we hear all season how fast people are going and how fast not going. One thing about speed, it brings a reliability factor in. So, yeah, so not only speed, but keeping the engines going, I think is important. Jesse James and Placemakers have got a bit of a showdown today.
With problems in the 2 previous rounds, Richard Shaw's had one thing on his mind.
If we have a DNF, they have to come third or better, I think. So, I mean, our thing is, we've got to finish, and ideally I'd like to finish ahead of them, and we'd like to win the race.
Hey, today's the telling tale of everybody really today, so, you know, we'll find out at the end of the day.
Although the points didn't reflect it, there was plenty to race for in the UAM 3 to 6 litre class.
No, it's not going to be rough today, and we haven't had a real calm race, and I think it'll probably be a good scrap between us and Scitec today. In theory, if it's calm enough, they should be able to pull away, but maybe it'll be just rough enough that we can hopefully keep up with them.
I think it'll be a race to the end today, and I think everyone's got the view that the boat that lasts longest is going to win, so we'll see how we go. I think it'll be great to watch anyway.
All right, mate, I'll wish you all the best.
Good one, thanks for that.
So a big crowd had nestled into the Tauranga Harbour to watch the final round of the Spar and Pull Factory New Zealand Offshore Powerboat Championship. For these guys, well, they wanted to go out on top. They wanted to go out with a win. Would they do it? 100 miles would decide it, and the best of the starts looks like it came from Sleepyhead. Watch 2 for Jesse James. They told us that they wouldn't be hanging around today. They'd be pushing the boat to the limit. But that's what Craig Archer and Peter Turner are doing at the moment, and a great start as we always see with Scitec and FMI Racing, and DMZ Global getting away as well. So the 3 UAM 3 to 6 litre boats sitting in second and third, and now here comes Jesse James. Well, the word we're hearing is that they nearly missed the start. They had problems with the engines and they nearly missed the final turn to run toward the start line. So as they work their way down past the container wharfs, it is Sleepyhead in the front, Peter Turner and Craig Archer. There is Scitec. They're leading the UAM 3 to 6 litre class, and they're the only boat that's finished every single race. Well, we're on board here with Jesse James as they head out towards Matakana Island, and good conditions, so top speeds we would expect about 100 miles an hour, maybe 110, 115 from the Chris Craft. There it is, number 10, the outlaw, Jesse James, and really all they've got to do today is win and hope that Placemakers has a problem. But at the moment they've got a problem because they're following Sleepyhead. This is the view from the foredeck of Placemakers, Richard Shaw's and Wayne Carson's boat. You can see for yourself, conditions are ideal. Over the last 7 rounds of the Spar and Pull Factory Offshore Powerboats, it has been as rough can be. But here today in Tauranga, we've got ideal conditions, and making the most of that is the defending champions, Richard Shaw's and Wayne Carson in Placemakers, although they're chasing their main adversary, and that is Jesse James. This is Grant Smith and Dave Aldridge in Scitec. As I told you before, the only boat that has finished every single race. FMI Racing, well, they had some problems in the mid part of the season with the hull delaminating, but now they're back to their best, and it should be a great race between them, DMZ Global and Scitec. DMZ Global, another boat that had problems earlier on in the series. And there is the pass, so Jesse James has got in front of Sleepyhead. Peter Turner and Craig Archer through in second place. There is the new boat for Perry Morris. If you're watching our coverage, you'll know that Perry had major problems in Thames. He decided that the Super Cat wasn't repairable, and he's bought the ex-Ted Titini boat. And there it is, New Zealand Privateer. One of the Sport D-class boats going through in the 60-mile race, but really all the attention today will be on the national class boats. Can Sleepyhead get up and challenge Jesse James? Can Jesse James win the race? And can Placemakers defend their championship? All those questions will be answered very shortly. Twisted back into the competition here, as well as Todd Goodwin and John Frew in the Predator, leading their class as we go into the final race, the final round of this 8-round series. Oh, and the conditions may be good, but they're making hard work of it. This is John Collingwell in the Classic class in TNT. Also back into the fray in the final round was Growler, and that's Richard Chisholm and Craig Price from Palmerston North in the 19-foot Sonic. Great to have them back. And in the Hondas, well, it was a battle between the points leader, Greg Brink, and this pairing. This is the Thompson brothers, Travis and Carl Thompson, and they are leading the Honda class at the moment. Greg Brink, though, has an unassailable lead in the championship, and that means he will be off to the Guernsey Islands for a race in the Honda class boat up in the United Kingdom. There is Kelly Smith in the Gambler, currently sitting in 3rd place, so good close racing as we've expected in the Hondas. The class growing with every outing, and the rumours are that maybe up to 10 boats next year in the series. There is a graphic example of the speed difference between these boats. Remember, they're all on the same course. Essentially, we've got 2 races within one, a 100-mile race and a 60-mile race. The Hondas and the Sports B and Sports C class boats doing the 60-mile race. These boats, the national class boats, doing the 100-mile race. This is the race leader. This is Grant and Wayne Velder from Auckland in Jesse James. This Chris Craft boat built in 1983, powered by 2 Buick Rodak V8s, as is this boat. This is Placemakers, the defending champions. Remember, at the beginning of the season, it was all about the drive for 5. Peter Turner would love to have 5 national championships. Richard Shawes and Wayne Carson would also like to do it, and one of them is going to do it today, or are they? Cytec having a fantastic race, finally getting to stretch their legs with the new engines, and FMI, well, they know no other way. These guys are brand new to it this season, stepped in with a huge commitment, bought a brand new skater hull, have put the team together, have had some problems in the mid-season, but always drive 100 and sometimes 110%. FMI Racing, DMZ Global, 3rd in the UAM 3 to 6 litre class, currently sitting at about 4th or 5th overall for the moment. And there is Perry Morris and Bevan Antonelli. New Zealand Privateer is the boat. It's the ex-Ted Titini boat. But as we told you before, Perry has bought the boat from Ted, and he will campaign it next year. Race leader, though, Jesse James, up on the far end of the circuit now. And really, that's all they can do. They're winning the race. These guys, well, they're having their problems because they've been distanced now by Jesse James. This is Peter Turner and Craig Archer in Sleepyhead. The 525 big block EFI Mercruiser V8s. Placemakers through in 3rd place, and they're starting to stalk Sleepyhead, so maybe some more problems for Peter Turner. Cytec through in 4th place, and behind them it should be FMI, and then it'll be DMZ Global. This is the class-winning Formula Honda boat at the moment, and this is the Thompson brothers, Travis and Carl, out of Thundercat Racing, the sons of a famous father in Barry, and they have got the best of Greg Brink for the moment in Formula Honda. There is Brink. He is the class champion. He can't be beaten in the overall points situation, and that means he'll be off to the United Kingdom later on to race a Formula Honda boat in the Guernsey Isles. Oh, and this is real drama here in Tauranga, because this is FMI, and you can see for yourself that's not the way it's meant to be. And I can tell you that one of the boys are out of the boat. There's a little bit of concern about the, I think it might be Scott, just waiting for him to pop up. So some dramatic moments here off the Tauranga Harbour. Well, who would have believed it? We've raced in such rough conditions right throughout the series, and at the most benign round, we have all the dramas in the world. So the 2 boys are out on the top of the hull as Jesse James goes by. Race leader is Jesse James. Placemakers now has moved into 2nd place, so, well, the problems we thought that Sleepyhead were having have come true. Now, if the positions stay as they are, it means that Richard Shawes and Wayne Carson will pick up championship number 5. There is Peter Turner and Craig Archer in Sleepyhead. Brand new boat for them this year, but they have had their teething problems. They had problems with the safety hatch in the earlier couple of rounds of the championship, and it looks like they may have a mechanical problem here. SciTech, well, no problems for Grant Smith and Dave Aldridge, and the good news is that both the pilots, Warren and Scott Lewis, are sitting on the upturned hull of FMI, so they're safe. There is Perry Morris. Well, he knows the predicament that the Lewis boys are in, because that's the predicament he was in the previous round in Thames. These guys, well, they've had a trouble-free run. They had some problems at the start, but they've overcome them, and the checkered flag comes out, and Jesse James wins the final round of the championship. But these guys will go through and take their 5th national championship. This is Richard Shaw's and Wayne Carson.
The boat didn't run very well today, but we did what we need to do, so yeah, obviously wrapped at that. It's coming down to the last race, and the way I think Jesse's improved and Peter's improved, it has made it harder for us, so it'll be bode well for next year.
Jesse James wins the battle, but not the war.
We really wanted to show what the boat was capable of today, and she really come through.
Certainly showed that, and a lot of people sort of had some problems out there. You guys made it look easy.
Oh yeah, we had our dramas right at the start. The engines wouldn't run or idle at the start. That was getting pretty frustrating. We got a pretty bad start to start with, which put us behind a little bit, but at the end of the day she pulled through. We were definitely going for that NZ1 this year, but unfortunately it looks like we may have been pipped at the post, but hey, there's always next season.
Well, the smoothest conditions we've seen here at Tauranga, but it's certainly taken its toll. That is Broomstick, that's Joanne Lomax's boat, so she's had major problems, and that is FMI, the Lewis brothers.
Yeah, we came around and we started losing the back end of the boat, and we just must have clipped the wave and over we went. So, yeah, that's it.
Believe me, it was no fun thinking there for a minute that your brother's stuck in a boat, unable to get out. Then he popped out, and as soon as he popped out, hey, everything else is fine. It's all part of it.
This may set us back a wee bit, but hey, bring it on. It's an awesome association to be with. Everyone that's helped us out, it's just been, yeah, superb. So can't for us get for any more for that.
This is SciTech, the winner of the UAM 3 to 6 litre class.
So I think we're the only boat that's finished all 8 races this season, so that's one to chalk up. We didn't have quite the season we would have liked, and the water's been pretty rough all year, but today was a great day out there.
So after 8 hard-fought rounds, the overall championship goes to placemakers Richard Shaw's and Wayne Carson from Jesse James and Sleepyhead, whilst the National Open class, it is Jesse James that wins just by 25 points from placemakers, with Sleepyhead in 3rd. In the UAM 3 to 6 litre, Grant Smith and Dave Aldridge win it from FMI Racing and DMZ Global, whilst in National Class A, it is the Crawford brothers, Greg and Philip in Chindit, take the win from Alien, Dean Veal and Bill Thompson in Total Oils. In Sports Class B, it is John Frew and Todd Goodwin in the Predator from Triple Twisted's Mark Titini. First season for Formula Honda, and Greg Brink takes the win from Travis and Carl Thompson. In 3rd place, it's Kelly Smith in the Gambler, and 4th, John Jokes. In Sports Restricted, it is Mike Cameron from Auckland in the Musketeer, and in 2nd place, John Columbell in TNT. 3rd place goes to Chris Neal.